Hello my fellow Fall of the Samurai players, Zaript here. And today I want to show you a very interesting team battle. It's a 2v2 match from third round of Sword and Gun tournament between Aggony team and TWR team. So it's PrussianPrince and Sprint against Tajl and Killerfisch on Kuroba George. This map isn't particularly good for 2v2 in my opinion, just because it is too small. Well, let's wait until game loads, because in 2v2 my game actually quite laggy. Okay, so as you can see, two teams are able to completely seal this map for flanking maneuvers. So they can spread from one red line to another, and cavalry cannot flank here. Absolutely no way for cavalry to flank. So what this leads to? It leads to a very long and boring camping battle with a lot of skirmishing, but this one will be decided in such a way that I decided to show it to you, and I will go over the composition, I will discuss game plans, and then I will just stop recording and come back when action starts. So, let me start with TWR's game plan. Some of their forces in the forest, I believe, but we can see something. So, their cavalry contingent isn't particularly strong. They have 4 hierarchy each, and each hierarchy have 2 chevrons. So it's 8 2 chevron hierarchies, just because they didn't plan to use cavalry a lot, and this is isn't bad decision on this particular map. I use this word too much. Another interesting thing is these 2 Boki from Tajl. Each of them have 8 chevrons, and he will use them to gain control over this middle area, because this is quite a formidable skirmishing tool in such a game where no side can really attack. Well, I will come for that better to them later. And overall composition for both players are very balanced ones. Each of them have 1 marine with 150 range, obviously, 3 cheaper line, either Blackbeards or Whitebeards or Azure Dragon Force. Then Tajl have 2 spear levy and 2 shogitais with 4 chevron each. Killerfisch have 3 spear levies and 3 shogitais, just because he doesn't have bow keys. So balanced compositions with very strong melee infantry contingent, which means they have better chances over middle, because here line is actually worthless. You cannot attack this middle hill using line. Okay, let's take a look at Aggony's composition. They have much stronger cavalry. They have 4 hierarchy each, and each hierarchy have 6 chevrons. Now, they both have Sprint and PrussianPrince 2 marines each, and in addition to that, PrussianPrince have 4 cheaper line units, and Sprint have 3 cheaper line units. As for melee infantry, they only have 2 Yarikachi each, but those Yarikachi are very highly vetted. 22 defense, 25 defense. Oh, that's because of this workshop. Well, the thing is, these Yarikachis have clan upgrades in defense, and this is a very good tools to stop melee rush, because even shogitais cannot kill this Yarikachi fast enough. If you use spear levies to stop melee rush, for example, they will rout almost instantly. But this Yarikachi with some morale upgrades, with defense upgrades, they can stay and fight long enough for line to shoot from their back and destroy incoming melee rush. And did I forget anything? Yes, I did. And it is, well, I can see it yet. Oh, okay, I see. Sprint have Boki as well. He have a full 4th level Boki. So, what happens now? Aggony team cannot attack just because it will be suicidal. If line come too close to this middle hill, TWR team will just rush over it and destroy everything. Now, TWR team cannot rush either, because if they try, if they come past that hill, they will be stopped with these Yarikachis, and this nice arc of line of Aggony will shoot them down very fast. So it's a situation where team that attacks will most probably lose at the current state. So what will they do? They will skirmish over the middle using these Bokies, and you see Marines of PrussianPrince stays on exact 150 range when they still have a line of sight. If Boki come to shoot some arrows, they will be shooted at. So they, because of this 150 range, they can't even skirmish extensively here. So the main warfare of this game, at the beginning at least, will be happening here, near this workshop. Sprint will try to control it, but from time to time, Killerfisch will advance here, and I don't know if he have any 150 range units. Oh, he actually have not only infantry the marine, but 150 range Blackberry infantry. I believe he will advance them here. He will use his spear levy to uncap the dojo. So they will be skirmishing here, but no major engagement will happen. And this will be for I don't know how much. I was quite bored for this game. So, not to bore you, I will stop this game, I will speed it up, and I will come back when interesting action starts. So, just to give you a sample of how this game goes most of the time, this is what happens near the workshop. And this is what happens in the middle. You see? They just try to use cavalry in spread formation and spear levies to fight over the dodges. And here, well, basically, they try to move in and move out. And you see some people dying because of that. So, your typical skirmishing game, where no one wants to really commit. You see? Here, for example, Sprint tries to sacrifice his Black Tortoise Force to get his Royal Marines in range, but Killerfisch actually manages to get back in time, and this continues and continues and continues. And from what I can tell, no one really got an advantage in this skirmishing. Okay, then I will speed this up again and we'll come back with more action. Man, this was long. Welcome again. It was only a moment for you, but for me it was like 10 minutes on full speed. Okay then, let's take a look at what happened after last time I turned in. Most of the action were happening in this area. This was absolutely stale, but as you can see, PrussianPrince moved his marines closer. He moved one of his marines from this area to this area. So now Aggony team have 2 marines in this area, which is very important because it forced TWR to move their United States Marines in this area as well. Now see what is happening. TWR doesn't really have any reasons to keep their melee in this vicinity because they cannot rush here. So to kinda keep controlling this area, they have to put their strongest line unit here, right? And they have to keep their melee contingent over here and over here, because this is a bad place for rush. So if opportunity presents itself, TWR want to rush on either of these spots, not here. Now, before I go into main action, let's take a look at the results of this constant skirmishing. I believe one unit here was completely destroyed. One unit of line infantry. The same for... I feel like Sprint was losing a little bit the line skirmishing battle, but look at this bookie. 83 kills. This is just stupid. Can you obviously you don't feel like I do after watching all these games, but I guess all the players were as sick of this game as I am after watching it for a third time. Now, let's see. The most interesting part comes here. So, you see this only 2 strong line units in this vicinity. One spear levy protecting them from cavalry charge, and that is a spoiler, right? Another 150 range unit Blackbeards should be somewhere here. Right, they're here. And what happens, basically, let's start it. TWR tries to sacrifice this spear levy to move in with their marines and got shots. And they managed to do that very well. Everything good here. But now these spear levies went too far. Well, it's still not action, you will see. So they got in, they got good amount of kills on this United States of PrussianPrince and some on this United States of Sprint. But at the same point, look at what's happening. Now the spear levy unit have only 40 men left. And you know, when you play such a long game, you probably cannot notice something that small. It's, you just see that your movement gave you some advantage. By putting the spear levy under fire, TWR managed to get some kills for their United States, for their Marines. Okay, now let's take a look. Yet again, nothing happened. Man, did I took this wrong? Okay, so they move in again. So it's the same game. Sacrifice spear levy for some shots on Marines. So you see, in, out, and this skirmishing battle, TWR actually winning. Now you will be looking at this with me, and it's almost nothing to do on other parts of the map. We will be watching this one. And man, my FPS are come ridiculously low at the moment. Okay, I think we are getting into the action. So these spear levies actually depleted, and these Marines, they moved too close, and they don't move out yet. This still seems like nothing happening, right? It's still just some line movement, but now engagement actually starting. They engaged in prolonged shooting battle. Look at this. And from what I know, I believe it was PrussianPrince call. Suddenly, full cavalry charge going on. Just look at this. This spear levy dies. These marines stay in shooting fight too long, and suddenly it explodes with cavalry running all around. They got into the range instantly, and because they were too far, they were out of position. These marines even thought they were winning this line fight against Aggony marines. Now they destroyed instantly just because of how much stronger the cavalry of Aggony was. And look what is happening now. This is a focal point where all forces of TWR going to participate in this fight. All million. And look at this sprint decision. Look what he does. When his Yarikachi got close enough, he actually disengaging his cavalry from here. You see, Yarikachi of PrussianPrince keeping all these Shogitais busy. 4 of them actually. And here, 4 cavalry of Sprint get back alive from this fight. And what is happening now? No strong line for TWR on this side of the river, and nice wave formation for Aggony shooting all these melee units. And have you seen how long this Yarikachi lived? Now the second one come into fight, but they didn't catch this Shogitais. So it's instant and ridiculously intensive action. Started after almost half an hour of camping, and personally I'm not sure if I could have seen this mistake, but it certainly worked for Aggony, you see. Oh, but one Marines actually survived for TWR, but overall damage was too heavy. They lost all their cavalry, and cavalry of Sprint are alive. And even 1 unit of Yariki of PrussianPrince is still alive. And there is 1 full unit of Royal Marines alive for PrussianPrince, and I believe 1 full unit of Royal Marines alive for Sprint, and it's over. Now it's over because there is nothing left for TWR to stop this line from kiting. And more than that, Aggony team even have cavalry left. So what happened? First of all, I think it was some sort of psychological pressure from a long game. It was long and absolutely pointless game till this main engagement. And I think TWR failed to keep their cool. When they moved a little here with their marines, and they felt like they are winning this line fight because they got better shots, they got too impatient. You have seen that they moved from this line right here, so they moved into the water, and they actually lost their spear protection. And the thing is, Aggony could have sacrificed even 2 of their marines. It was okay for them because they had 4. And they wanted to make this area of the map focal point of main fight. Why? Because here melee units of TWR would have an advantage. Here, not so, but still, this is a perfect fight point for Aggony, because they can surround this point, and because this water will slow down melee units of TWR. So I believe sending all Shogitais in this focal point was a big mistake for TWR. It was absolutely unneeded, I think, because you have seen how 4 Shogitais in this vicinity, they were stopped by 1 unit of Yarikachi. What would you do with 4 Shogitais here? I don't know. Personally, I think rushing through this hill would be a bad idea, and just trying to survive with spear levies here. It was just too fast. It was because initiative was on Aggony side. TWR just wasn't prepared for this instant action explosion. And signal for that was the death of that spear levy and 2 marines getting out of position. Well, not only that, I think part of the reason PrussianPrince decided to call an action is that they were losing skirmishing fight at that point. TWR had less line, but they managed to use it more effectively. And I don't know, I don't care how good or bad this commentary is, I'm posting it like it is because I'm too tired to do this again. So let's take a look at army compositions. Because of cheaper cavalry and because of having more spear levies, TWR team have more manpower, but Aggony team have more firepower and more, let's say, cavalry power, and kill counts reflect that difference, just because in the end it was frontal confrontation in the middle. Firepower made the difference, and sprint was a little bit more effective than PrussianPrince because it was PrussianPrince who initiated cavalry attack. Okay, then let's take a look at single unit statistics. Surprisingly for PrussianPrince, this cheap vanilla Black Tortoise force gets the main most amount of kills. United States Marines got quite a lot, but most of them spear levy. Yariki did well, this Yarikachi did well, but this again is mostly spear levy, I believe. Well, Marines, okay, so overall, not bad, not bad. Initiating cavalry, general kill nothing. Now let's take a look at. I will just compare Marines. United States Marines and Royal Marines of PrussianPrince killed together 300 men. For Tajl, only United States Marines killed 300 men. So his expensive unit was much more cost effective, I would say, in this fight. But overall, composition-wise and decision-wise, it wasn't so good. Let's take a look at these 2 bokies. I would say they probably paid for themselves. It's hard to tell, but they needed half an hour for that. Sprint now. Royal Marines and United States Marines, again, 300 men on 2 very expensive units. 100 men for 1000 koku. Not sure if it's really worth it, but it still affected game indirectly by allowing Aggony team could have sacrificed 2 units of Marines, which they did in the end. They sacrificed 2 units of their United States Marines just to bait TWR's Marines out, to bait them out of position. And for Killerfisch, not so good. His infantry marine absolutely failed. So I would say Tajl was best skirmisher in this game from all, but in the end, one nice decision. You see, half an hour game, and everything was decided in the last 2 or 3 minutes of it. And it all was decided by, well, how I was explained, by little bit impatient on TWR side, which led them out of their position, and that cost them a game with one nice cavalry charge from PrussianPrince. And but there still were quite a lot of interesting plays. For example, Sprint's decision to pull out his cavalry when melee of TWR come into the main fight. It was a very smart decision. No reason to waste the cavalry fighting a head-on fight even against these Shogitais. Shogitais can be kited quite well using line. Cavalry is much better against remaining line of TWR. And for TWR, their weak cavalry, it wasn't intended to fight cavalry of Aggony team. It was meant to fight, to screw up line of Aggony team, but it didn't. They were forced to fight a cavalry fight, and obviously they lost it. Okay then, I hope this game was interesting for you, and it certainly wasn't as boring as for me. See you again soon.